You've seen plastic surgeries that went wrong.
Yeah.
Like.
I'm actually a victim of that.
What do you mean?
I've had a bad boob job.
Really?
And I had to get it redone 3 times.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about that. So you had.
I can't even actually believe I'm talking about it, but why not? Who gives a fuck?
So you had silicone or saline?
At first I had saline. I went to Miami.
And saline is basically salt water, right? In a silicone bag, essentially. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
and it's supposed to be like healthier for you or whatever. So I did that. One of them like ended up here.
What?
I swear. So anyways, I got it done in Miami. I went back to Miami to redo it.
Okay.
It still wasn't even. I went to Colombia and...
Colombia. Why Colombia?
Because the doctors out there are very good.
Do people go to Colombia because the doctors are better or because it's cheaper?
Cheaper and better because they know what they're doing.
Okay.
Like they'll do stuff there. Like for instance, they'll put more into your butt than they would here. That's legally allowed or whatever, you know?
Oh, there's a legal limit to
yeah,
how much you
I think there's a legal limit.
To fat transfers?
Yeah, to like anything really, I think. Like how much they could take out. So there they'll take...
Well, are you talking about butts or just...
In general, just...
Well, but remember, I mean, I don't know if you remember, but at one point in the 80s, and I've talked to different girls about this in interviews, like when Boob Jobs first, were invented, you had this string, it's like, especially like in the porn industry, you had these girls with these like triple Zs, like these giant, like huge, monstrous, ridiculous, cartoon size kind of boobs. And then it kind of settled down a little bit. You know what I mean? So are you saying the same thing happened in the ass world? Like people just went buck wild with it to the point where they had to make rules?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. That, and I don't think, like, Canada and America, they're like, they don't want you to do that. Like the doctors are like they think if you go, they don't want you to go overboard. So they're very like, but in Colombia they don't care. They just want you to look beautiful, and they know what they can do, and they like replace everything. Yeah, you know.
Okay. All right.
But my doctor still in Colombia pissed me off because he didn't want to do things that I wanted to do. Like he would still said no to me. So
like, what did you want to do? That
I wanted to do my lips. I wanted to do my abs.
He just said no?
Yeah, he's like, you don't need it. I was like, yes, I do. I need abs.
And he just said no.
Yeah.
So you could actually create a six-pack?
Yes.
Wow. It's amazing.
There's a couple I'm not going to say who, but there's a few artists in the industry that have that.
Male or female?
Male and female.
Oh, really? Who have liposuction abs?
Yeah.
I believe. I mean, why not? I mean, look. The way I look at it is like, if you're making money, if your body is your career,
yeah, like I don't see anything wrong with it. It
kind of makes sense. So you had your boobs done in Colombia. What size?
I'm like a double D.
Double D. Okay. What were you before?
A C.
A C, which is like a good size.
Yeah, but they just
not enough.
Yeah, no. And so, yeah. I just went in August, actually, to get them fixed. And they're still not fixed.
Okay, you went to Colombia or you went here?
Colombia.
Colombia, okay, and you're still not happy with it?
Yeah, like, it was all right, and then it just keeps getting worse. Because when I work out, it's not, it doesn't sit.
Okay.
So I just, I never talked about it before. I never really wanted to. But it's just, I feel like, to talk about, I'm very, like, I've had everything done. I've been everywhere to do it. So I feel like, I just want to send a message to young girls. Yeah. Don't go to any plastic surgery. Do your research. Know what you're getting yourself into.
Okay.
Because it could ultimately, mess up your body.
Okay. So what are you going to do about your boobs at this point? What's the plan?
I don't know. Like, I want to go to maybe a doctor in LA that does corrections that might be a little bit more expensive, but that's not until I'm like established and situated. Like, I'm not going to waste money on that. You
talk about boob jobs, so do you have...
I had a lift, though. It wasn't just a regular boob job. Like, it was a lift when initially, before they were, uneven. So it wasn't a regular boob job. It was a lift.
Okay. So do you have silicone now, or do you have
saline? Silicone now.
Okay. So you have silicone. You did the fat transfer. But what most girls are actually doing these days is they're actually getting butt shots. which is a whole different animal.
Yeah, and that's when I just said that, you know, girls should be more cautious. I know a lot of my friends, my close friends, that have had that, and they have to take it out. And some of them are in Canada.
How do you take out a shot?
I have no idea. They drain you.
They drain your blood?
Yeah, because it's like a fluid, right?
Is
so
it?
they...
I don't know. I don't... Well, here's the funny part about all this. Well, actually, not even the funny part, but the tragic part about this. So, you know, I interviewed Johnny Blaze. And I remember during our first interview, I always thought Johnny was natural, just because she's kind of a thick girl, but she's like, nah, I got shots.
Everybody has shots,
Right.
Vlad. Everybody.
Yeah. So when I asked her what was in the shots, she said she had no idea.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Nobody has no idea. Like, everybody that I've had, that I know has, you know, done that procedure is in jail for murder, or in jail for murder.
So
there's about 3 people that I know that have done, like, that have given girls butt shots, and they're all in jail.
Are you talking about the girl who just got convicted, the one that was
Philadelphia?
to Pebbles?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Do you know who Pebbles the model is?
Yeah.
Okay, so she was referring girls to a transvestite.
Right. Oh, in Philadelphia, was that the?
I think it might have been Philadelphia.
Okay, well, that I know that one, and yeah, she.
You know her?
I know a couple of girls that have.
Have you met her personally?
No.
No. Okay, but you know girls that
I've
went.
spoke to her on the phone and all that.
Oh, really? So what were you talking about?
About my girl going.
Oh.
Yeah, and just like, you know, it's just.
So why were you talking on behalf of your friend going?
To make sure she was okay, and like, you know, because she was going down there, whatever, you know. So I was a little bit worried.
Yeah, but you're going to get something. You know, because you know, the one thing I always like to mention is that butt shots are not FDA approved.
Right. Exactly.
Meaning that the Health Association of America
and actually
is saying this could kill you.
Right, and if you have butt shots, and if you have complications and you go to try to take it out, they're gonna look at you crazy. They're not gonna want to deal with you because they have such strong opinions and whatever of, you know, of those. So it's happening to one of my girlfriends in Canada right now. Like, they don't want to deal with her, and she has to go now out of the country somewhere else to drain it because it's like rising, and you know, it's infecting them and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, the transvestite girl in Philly, I guess, is in jail for murder. Pebbles, the model who referred the girl who died, got 7 years.
That's bullshit.
7 years in prison. You think that's bullshit?
I think it's fucking bullshit.
Why do you think it's bullshit?
Because if you're referring somebody, like, if you're not knowledgeable and you're not doing it intentionally, like, it's bullshit. Like,
I think
she did mine, girl. Mine look good. I'm good. Whatever. Go see her. Yeah. It's not being intentionally harmful. Like, I think that's bullshit.
I mean, on one sense, I see what you're saying, but on the other sense, everyone knows it's illegal, right? Pebbles did not think this transvestite in a motel room was a real doctor, and that just happened to be, you know, a temporary wing of a hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows she's referring someone to go do something illegal and potentially dangerous, and that person happens to die, and this is why the jury said, you are involved in the murder of this person. Now, you're not completely, it's not one, you know, like the transvestite girl, I don't think she's gotten sentenced yet, but she's probably going to do like 30 years or something like that. Pebbles got like 7, you know?
Pebbles is so sweet. I feel so
You know her?
I've had like communication with her on Twitter and stuff like that. We used to tweet back and forth back in the day.
Yeah.
She's sweet.
Do you think Pebbles' butt is too big?
I don't think, if she loves it, I don't have anything to say. I love big asses.
I met her once. Her ass was on a different
I've never seen it in person.
I've seen it in person. So I can't say who told me this, but I remember someone told me this one story, right? I can't say who told me this. I can't because it's a private conversation, but I'm just going to say it. I guess they were like meeting her for like a photo shoot or something like that, and she got out of the car and she fell.
Oh my God, and she bounced right back up.
Well, no, she actually couldn't get off the ground. Like, they actually had to help her get off the ground because she was unable to lift herself.
I believe it because I have like balance issues, so.
You have balance issues?
Yeah, like, you know when French said Shorty's ass so fat she can't stand straight or walk straight or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like.
That's you?
Yeah, it's hard to balance.
So
I can understand. Like,
can we see you standing up, and can you give us an example of what you mean?
Well, I'm good right now, but like when I'm doing like squats, like it's hard to like do it properly. I'm like falling back.
So give me an example of a squat.
Of a squat? I'm bad at squats. Hino would kill me right now.
Should we move the chair maybe? Or not?
No. But I can't like. It's easier because I'm in heels. Actually, I can squat all day.
What's it like to lie on your back? Does it
hurts.
Does it kind of, you have to sort of like arch your back because the butt sort of.
Yeah, it kind of like it builds pressure on the lower back.
So can you sleep on your back?
No, I never actually ever sleep on my back.
Okay, and if you lie on your back for a long period of time, it starts
hurts. Yeah, and if I'm driving in like a high Jeep, it hurts.
What do you mean a high Jeep?
Like my Jeep, when I'm driving it, it fucking hurts because it's like so high and it's like putting so much pressure there. Like.
We had what's her name here, Tamika Raymond, who's Usher's ex-wife.
Okay, yeah.
And she was in Brazil, and she just decided, spur of the moment, to get a bunch of lipo and a bunch of other stuff done in Brazil. And she actually said it was because of all the negative comments on, on Instagram and social media.
If you let a negative comment,
yeah,
like you have issues.
Well, she almost died. She had, I think, a stroke.
Wow.
Or she went into cardiac arrest during the procedure.
See, and that's what happens. That's what usually happens. It's like respiratory or cardiac, something like that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean.
They probably didn't do the proper testing, you know?
Yeah.
Because before you do it, you have to get all your heart rate. Like, you have to go through. You have to like do lab work for like 2 weeks before you actually do it.
Okay, so you know 3 people that are in jail for murder for doing shots.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, my not even shots, but my doctor that did my lipo, he's going through a case right now too.
He killed somebody?
I don't know if she died. I think she might have died, but he's trying to I don't think it was really his fault. I don't know the story. I didn't really want to know. That was after me, so I really like him, and I would go back to him, and I wanted to go back to him, so I just didn't want to read it. I was just like
Dr. Death right there. I don't know.
Yeah. It's really scary.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, there's a transvestite. There's the Miami doctor. There's someone else also who.
Yeah, there's another one that went to Canada, and she, started. I don't know what happened, but. I know like maybe 5-7 girls that have complications from her.
Would you ever get shots yourself? Let's just say that, the fat transfer thing isn't giving you the effect that you want.
I would get them a little bit, like to even out my ass. But I would never get to the extent of like modifying the way my body looks. Like I would never get it to make my ass bigger or make my hips bigger, but for the little like spots in my butt that I think is uneven, I would probably fill them with it, yeah.
Where we are as men, we just understand the equity in our relationship. You know what I'm saying? And the good outweigh the bad.
Okay, we can't hate on her, so let's say she has AIDS. Okay, now let's call her a fat bitch. Like, well, you already said I had AIDS, and so you think you calling me a fat bitch is gonna really hurt me?